Hiya, Squishes! Welcome to another squishy chat under the stairs with me, Kate, and a big pile of squish. And today's whip, because I am whipping something up today and yesterday, and I'm pretty sure it'll take me maybe till tomorrow, and maybe if I add another skein or two, which I expect to, I'm going to be doing it the day after as well. So, hiya! And today is Tuesday. It really is Tuesday this week. Last week I said it was Monday and it wasn't. It was Tuesday. Today is really Tuesday. And I am in the middle of all the bits. So I am in the middle of dyeing and drying and squishing and blah, 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 blah. But I needed to come and show you some stuff under the stairs because I am getting slightly obsessed and carried away with my new cast on. Now, Squishers, if you're new here, I'm obviously Kate. I dye yarn. My yarn is available on the website. I have loads of free patterns. Like I counted them the other day. There is like 38 patterns on the website that are for free. 38! So I thought, what better way of remembering some of those patterns than to do a bit of a pattern focused day. Woo, 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 woo. So today I've chosen a pattern to show you, which is one of my most favourite patterns. It's a super squishy knit and it goes on and on and on until you want to stop. And it's the piece of knitting that inspired this piece of work that I'm doing right here. It's a squishy dot blanket. But before that, let's just show you my new catelet, because so catelets, the pattern's on the website, go and grab it. It's a lot of fun to knit and it's really, really simple. I'm knitting a catelet for myself. And the catelet I'm making, oh, I cannot wait to be wearing this. And it's not often that I make things that I'm like, yes, must wear straight away. But this, I am going to wear all the time. Just have a look at that. Like, oh my gosh. I generally don't stick to using one colour, even though technically this isn't one colour. There's loads of colours in this skein of colour here. But I've done 2 colours only, and I'm really shocked at how much I am still motivated to knit it, because a lot of the times I find that knitting gets really exciting when I swap colours, which is why I have a lot of colours. But this is my Swip Swap Kate Celine, and that's my name, Swip Swap Catelet. So I am swip swapping my catelet pattern, and I will add these adjustments in a separate pattern download for you, because I've got the same thing with my squishy dot. But look, like, I can't wait to wear it. I was gonna like put a giant needle on and wear it under the stairs, but I just kind of thought I probably would stop knitting it and cast it off so that I wouldn't have to do any more. But let's see how far I get with this, because I'm going to be wearing this. And it's the perfect weather for cold stuff. Well, not for cold stuff, but stuff that keeps you warm because it's cold outside. And talking about that, let's show you some blankets. Now, if you love a good blanket knit, like me, the pattern that birthed this one, I'm going to pop this down here, whoop, is my squishy dot blanket. Now, just in case, the colours in that catelet, I'll put them together when I finish this one down here. I think I'm going to do either just one skein of each, see how long it is. I might add another skein of each, but it's the, oh my gosh, Glittering Skies. There you go, that was a minute. Sometimes when I do a ruck of colours, and there's a lot of new colours in the shop, it takes me a moment to get to know them. And you might be thinking, what? No, seriously. All my colours, they have like a personality and they fit into my life in certain ways. Some of them my children named, some of them I've named, some of them I've named, and I sometimes feel like they should have a different change of name, but this is so beautiful. Look at all the different colours in here. It's got like a nice ping of this lemony green in here. It's got pinks, it's got greens, it's got blues, and it is just So I'll show you which ones I put together in that, and I'll pop them in the shop as a kit when I'm done, so you haven't got to go hunting for it. But let's talk about squishy dot blankets, because they are my most favourite things. The girls love these blankets. One of them I made, which is this giant one I'll show you. I made that during lockdown. It is just like a treasured memory knit. So, squishy dot blanket. It's a free pattern on the shop. It's super simple to make, and I've got a couple to show you. Now, this is one of my favorites for a number of reasons. My mum made it for me because I was like, can you, like, I'm not sure I can do a blanket. Well, it turns out I can, as in endurance-wise. But my mum made me and the girls, because let's be fair, I don't keep this one, this amazing rainbow blanket, which is just super squishy, and it never gets old. Like, honestly, it's just so squishy. And this was made from the big kit of DK Rainbow Hundreds and Thousands, which is available on the Dye to Order page because it's a staple in the shop, and it's always a good, well, it's always a good seller. It's a giant blanket kit. It's amazing. So this is made with the DK Hundreds and Thousands rainbow kit that's in the shop, and it did not take my mum more than 2 or 3 days, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, because my other blanket took me a good couple of weeks. My mum is one of those knitters that, you know, you close your eyes and she's made a jumper. In fact, I did go around once with a ball of wool and I said, can I have a hat and a pair of gloves? And by the time I left, she made them for me. And I even think she managed to make something else for me in the meantime. So squishy dot blanket rainbow. Yes, it is fabulously squishy. And the good thing about that pattern is that you can make it as big or as small as you like, which is great when I show you the next one after this, because this, I think I even called my big baby blanket. This is huge. I think there's probably like a kilogram of yarn in this. It's ginormous. And the reason I cast this off, like, I spent a whole bunch of time during lockdown in a pop-up across the field, because that's just how we roll, in a pop-up across the field. And I was knitting a lot. So when we were in the evenings, I was knitting this big blanket. And this one is made from scraps of anything I could find. I grabbed and I worked it in a mild way. So there's 2 sock yarns together, and I just knit until literally the blanket was so heavy it fell off my needles. Like, that's the time where you stop, when you've got all your connected needles together and you're knitting away, and if every 5 minutes the needle cables just burst open and spew your stitches everywhere, there's only so many times you can patiently gather them up before you realize that maybe your needle's telling you something, like it's just too big. And it's a good job, really, because when I actually cast this off, this covers my double bed. It's ginormous, but we refer to this one affectionately as the family blanket because all of us love this one. This is my blanket. This is my blanket. This is my blanket. This is my blanket. Like, I love this one. I always cozy up on the sofa with this one. Look at that. That bit right there. That's a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory slub section. And some purple. Look at that. There's some Suri silk in there as well. Oh my gosh. And look at that. So this is another example of the squishy dot blanket. And the great thing about this blanket is it is round in shape. Well, to a degree. Because if you want to make them smaller, they're perfect for cot blankets, baby blankets. Like, when my smalls were smaller, if I'd have done this pattern then, I would have just made tons of blankets. It's just, there's only so many blankets you can have after a while. And then you just store them on the shelf like me, and I just love them. This one is a modified pattern of the squishy dot, but I'll upload this amendment as well. This one, I was in love with it for a couple of reasons. Number one, look at that. Oh my golly gosh. Number one, I like the size of it. Number two, look at the sunset vibes in this piece. This was looking at doing some colour work through it, because once you got a nice simple template of a pattern, which is what I like to go back in and add to it. So I'll hold it this way just in case the light is popping through. Look at all that. So this is, as you can tell, a whole lot smaller than that one. But the amount of times that I just grab this and then I just go, oh, it's just destined. This pattern thing's just destined to be something else. I just know it. Look at it. Oh, so small squishy dot blankets. I finished one the other day which is just like, because I'm going to do one in DK, or double, and it is going to be a lot bigger. This one here, and I have a tale about this one. The tale is, don't aggressively block your knits. Like, sometimes you might not notice that you're doing it, but you will notice after you've finished it that you've aggressively blocked it. What do I mean? Well, if you're not into blocking, I'm not. I don't block often at all. I don't block. I like to make knits that you can just go, but when I do block, I use a steamer, because I don't have the, and then let it wait space. So I steam mine, but I can get quite carried away. So this one, there's some photographs of it on Instagram, on the old Insta, but this is a Swip Swap squishy dot. Check it out. I'll fold it in half so it's a bit easier for you to see. Look at that. All that. And this section here, the reason I got completely carried away here is this bit from about there right up to there is made from the My Dream Sunset bundle of Squish that's in the shop. And look at all the different colour combinations I've got going on there. Look at that. So this is also due for a pattern update and put that in the shop. But these are little sample knits for me so that I can see what I can do next. Because just imagine it. Just imagine a Swip Swap blanket this size. Like, it would be so cozy. It'd be so thick and so warm. So I thought I'd show you about my squishy dot blanket because there's a lot of them flying around the place. And to tell you that I've got like 38 patterns. When did that happen? Like, seriously, when did that happen? So if you're bored and you're looking for a knitting pattern, go and get a free download. There's everything from tube wrist warmers, cowls, blankets. There's a cushion. So, squishes. Squishy dot blanket. So I thought I'd show you those today because actually I'm kind of feeling in the mood for another blanket because it is terribly cold and I really like a long project where as I'm making it, it's keeping me warm, and that just sounds really appealing to me. It really does. So squishes. Even though it's a Tuesday, I have knit a lot in the wee hours and I've been knitting in the dark, which doesn't help. And I saw somebody had done a Swip Swap cowl. I'll have to post a picture on here to show you. And they mentioned that they had got stacking. And I was like, oh yes, that's definitely a situation I've experienced whilst knitting in the dark. And also another good reason, let me just get this. Another good reason for me to do a real stark contrast for this one, so that if I'm knitting in the dark, which I do often, it's kind of late at night when I get around to knitting, probably like a lot of you, it's like the thing you do when everything else is done. This is a lot easier for me to see when I'm going wrong, because if I started doing the wrong stitch or I missed one or drop one, it's really easy to catch quite quick. So I'm literally living for this right now, because I kind of, yeah, I'm just, oh. So there you go, Glittering Skies and Coal in DK. So this is going to be my next best squishy knit. Oh my gosh, I might even be able to get it done. I've got a small person's party on the Saturday coming up, and this would be ideal because, you know, just like you go, it's cold, but you want something that's kind of like warm but not too hot. Well, I'm like that anyway, warm but not too hot. This would be warm but not too hot. There you go. It's got to be done by Saturday. So squishes. I'm going back over that way to do some more squishing, rinsing and dyeing and squishing, but go and grab a pattern and I will see you in a couple of days. Bye. Oh, hopefully my throat will sound better, but to be honest, I have been absolutely blasting out Destiny's Child to the yarn today because I do sing to the yarn. So it's a bit like if you've got plants and you talk to your plants. Whenever I dye yarn, I sing to them. So even though I'm feeling a bit croaky, I'm sure the yarn has been infused with happy vibes today as I've been dyeing yarn, blasting out some Destiny's Child. The writing's on the wall if you're asking which album it is. It's just my ultimate favourite one. So there you go. Squishes. It's Tuesday. Whew. What are we going to make this week? Who knows? By the time I see you next time, who knows what I would have made. But don't forget, if you have not made anything, it's cool, because I don't often make things. But when I do, I'm just in it. I just don't stop. So, I can't wait to show you.